And welcome back to another episode of Let's Not Argue, starring Mr. Sean Hollywood Thomas, owner of Go Vegan Philly, voted the best new vegan restaurant here in this beautiful city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And myself, Jay Chris, Mr. Friday Morning Vibes show. Something like that. Make sure you check out the Friday Vibes Morning Show every Friday here on New Twist Radio, newtwistradio.com, and the New Twist Radio app, starting at 7:30, getting you through your Friday and trying to get you moving, get you up out the bed. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some things that we're not going to argue about, but we do need to discuss. And first and foremost, of course, let me ask you, Mr. Thomas, about your health and everything, with everything that's going on. How is everything going with you?
Amazing, great, and getting better every day.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad to hear that, man. I actually just went to the grocery store today. I think today was a good day to go to the grocery store because it was storming outside. So I went out there. Wasn't the long lines and craziness going on. So, I was able to get a couple things. One thing I had to do is just a quick story. It was it was pouring earlier. I mean, it was coming down buckets, and the drain on the side of the house, the little, thing that drains everything out, come from the top of the house to the bottom of the house. The thing had came out, and all my backyard was starting to flood. Had to go out there in the back. And when you're a homeowner, this is what you gotta do. You gotta go out there in the middle of the rain and all like that, and fix it. You gotta fix it. So I had to trudge out there in the boots and all like that and get it fixed, and then I got it fixed, and then I was just lollygagging a little bit because, sometimes I just do that. And then a crack of lightning came across. I said, oh, that's God telling me, get my ass in the house.
Time to go.
Yeah. He said, you did what you need to do. Now get your ass back in the house, boy. So that's exactly what I did. But, thank you, everybody, for checking out Let's Not Argue here. We appreciate y'all. And, Sean, you came up with the topic today. And you're producing today's show. So you came up with a topic today. You came up with a very interesting topic, a very interesting discussion, especially with everything that's going on today with this COVID-19 situation. And for people that don't know, COVID-19 stands for coronavirus disease. And I actually forgot what the 19 stood for that fast, but that's what the COVID part stands for.
Right. I believe it's supposed to be 2019, right? Is that supposed to be it?
Maybe, I don't know. I thought it was like the 19th strain of it, but I don't know.
Right.
but all that, but so I want you. I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce today's topic, and we're going to have it that we're going to discuss today.
So we just wanted to talk. Disease, wellness, health and wellness, and just our health and our wellness being in line, and that's a few things, not just diet, exercise, but mentally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, us being in shape. For times like this.
Takes many forms. Takes many forms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just got finished telling a friend of mine that was just at the house before we got on the air. He came to get some sea moss from me. And, I was just telling him that, there's other things that go along with taking this sea moss, and when you do a detox or a cleanse, make a list of all the things, dietary things you want to stop doing. And also make a list of all the people that's bringing bad energy in your life. You want to eliminate them too.
People don't think about that. And
you don't think about that.
It's harder to do than people think.
Yeah.
Because it's not,
not
just you eliminating them. They need to be able to accept that they are eliminated.
Yeah, that they're being cut out. That's a part of fasting. That's a part of quarantine. Quarantine is about elimination. And restoring your health. You have to be restored. That's why you quarantine somebody, because your health has to be restored. You know what I mean? So, we should be taking this time to restore some things. You know what I mean? Not just being in a panic or being in fear or, just sitting there talking about coronavirus, and everything closed and we can't do nothing. But take this as something good. You know what? This use this time to heal.
Yes.
And eliminate some things that's unnecessary.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it any better myself. I mean, it really is that type of time. I mean, we have to take a step back,
Yeah.
and realize what's going on here. Okay,
I just thought about today. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just thought about today while I was out driving earlier, and it just ran across my head. Like, you know what? You know, all the bad things, you know, we can say that's going on is a lot. I'm like, maybe the earth is getting a break from all the airplanes and all the cars that would be shooting pollution into the air right now.
Wow.
You know, because there's not a lot of cars on the road anymore, and there's damn sure not no planes in the sky.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a next level thought. I like to think that I'm a next level thinker, and that's a next level thought right there. Didn't even think about that. And
you know what I'm saying? Think about that. And this is the first time. I mean, I went out and I was on 95. I was on, and it never fails. Whenever I'm on it, I always see a plane either taking off or coming in.
Right.
And I didn't see one. And it made me think about it. Like, oh, wow. You know, normally I see a plane. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like clockwork. Like, whenever I'm on 95, you know, early in the day or whatever, I used to see a plane just taking off or something about to, you know, land into the city, coming to.
Right, especially in the area that we're in, because we're right.
Yeah, we're in. Yeah, you know what I mean? We're right here near the airport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wow.
Seeing 20, 30, 40, 50 planes.
Okay. Not one. I didn't see any. Nothing. I'm like, wow. The earth is getting a break.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I would be interested in seeing. Now I know this might sound far fetched, but you know this is how my mind works. I would be interested in seeing how the pollution would look from like a satellite view of a couple months from now. Let's say this goes on for a couple more months. Let's say it goes on through the summer. I would be interested in seeing how it looks at the end of it from like a satellite view.
And you know what? That's great. I'm gonna post that question on my Facebook. But I'm interested to see the levels, how the levels have dropped. I'm sure they have dropped drastically. The levels of pollution right now in the country.
Right. They got to.
It had to. I mean, just like I said, just simple. Just thinking simple minded. Just 1 + 1 = 2. It has to, because there's no cars on the road and there's no planes in the sky. There's no helicopters. There's nothing up there.
Man.
Because everything is at a standstill. Everything. So I know the earth is finally like, it's like being in a room and everybody's smoking cigarettes and you don't. And then all of a sudden everybody smoking cigarettes and just left the room. It's like, wow, you can finally get a good breath. Like I can breathe again.
It's like, let me put another one out there, because you know you go to the gym, I go to the gym. I coach kids. It's like being in that locker room. Right?
I know where you're going.
and then being in that rocker, you can barely breathe, you know. But once you step out of that locker room, get outside, it's like, oh my God.
You're like, woo.
That's what I've been missing right there.
Right.
Man, that's
you're like,
that's
oh my God.
I like that analogy right there. That's why
you
we're doing this, man. That's why we're doing this, man.
You know, so you know, like I said, man, I just think a little different. I'm not saying the way I'm thinking is right or wrong. I just think about everything a little differently, and I always try to ask a decent question.
And and that's why I wanted to do this show with you and Linwood, because I think a little differently too. From a lot of people, I think a little differently. I always look at things from both sides of the coin. Sometimes I try to put myself in other people's shoes, even though that's one of the most difficult things you can really do. Because I try to see all sides of the argument of the spectrum. And that analogy you put together was amazing. I like that. That's,
you know, so we can complain. We can complain every day about our life. Oh man, this is messed up. I can't go nowhere. I can't live. I can't. I. What about the earth?
And you know
what about the place that gave you a home?
You know what I was thinking about the other day? About how much people were complaining about they can't go. I mean, you can go places if you want to. I mean, it's, you know, a lot of stuff is closed. But I mean, technically, you can go places. You can leave the house. Even if you don't leave the house, you can call somebody. People are doing the Zoom and all like that. People acting like they're locked up. If you ain't never, and I've never been locked up, right? I've never been locked up. But if you ain't never been locked up, okay,
right?
Don't act like you're locked up right now, because you're not.
Right. There's plenty of people in jail that would trade your place right now with everything shut down.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I can still pull up to my favorite restaurant, most of them, and get me something to eat. You know what I mean? I just can't go in, but I can get my favorite meal. Right. You know what I mean? If I want that. You know what I mean? Like you said, I can still go to family house, friend's house. And we can still walk outside, go outside. You can do all of that. It's just, some of your vices, your real strong vices, you might not be able to get to right now, like the mall.
Right. And you'll be all right.
You know what I mean?
I wanted to go to. You mentioned her store before. I wanted to go to that store in the Springfield Mall. I wanted to give me some incense, and I was like, I gotta get out there before everything shut down, and I never did, and I didn't. I just don't have incense right now. It's all right. I'll get over it. It's not that big a deal. I mean, some people are really perplexed about some of the things that they don't necessarily need and they can't get to.
Right.
Like, come on, relax.
Because they've never had a life without it.
Right. Now, what I do need to do, and I'm almost ashamed to say it, but what I do need to do is I need to stay off some of these shopping websites. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to mention any names because they're not paying us to do this show, but there's a couple shopping websites out there I really need to stay off of because I've been on them last few days. And,
right. Online shopping right now. That's what got everybody trying to pass the time. Just spending all of them. And I tell people now, this is the time to conserve, man. You can save now.
Yeah.
You can save. This is the time to save, man.
I ain't put gas in my car in a month, and I'm still over a half a tank.
You feel me?
I'm usually filling up at least once a week.
You feel me? Shit, we need to be. I know people hoarding toilet paper right now. I need to be hoarding some of this cheap gas.
Yes, and I said when gas was $4 a few years back, 10 years or so ago, I said when gas ever goes back down, I'm gonna just fill up a bunch of cans
and just have them.
This is the time to do it. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but this is the time to do it.
That's it.
So,
right here, man.
You wanted to take another aspect of the health of this health discussion. And you wanted to talk about the entertainment business and entertainers and how, things that are going on with them. And before you get into it, I do, there's a lot of things going on with entertainers. Most like on Instagram. Instagram has been a real hot point for a lot of entertainers. D Nice has really been shutting things down since he started, DJing thing. A lot of people have fell into place with that as well. But D Nice D Nice is on just about every night. Questlove has been on, different platforms and doing this thing. I think that's one of the. I watch Questlove on like Twitch or YouTube or something, and I think that's one of the most interesting because he has stories for days. Questlove got stories for days. Now, that's somebody I would just like to sit down and talk to, just listen to him talk and stuff like that. There's been a lot of things but you wanted to talk about a couple of things that you noticed. And I'm gonna let you bring those up, and we can get into that because I noticed them too. But I want you to go ahead and get that started.
A celebrity, man. The idolism and the celebrity thing is a dangerous thing, man. To me, celebrities is like some of the worst things you can get into on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. And they only come around when it's time to get some light on something. They're not proactive, just reactive. It's just like, they don't talk about health no other time, but now they want to, COVID-19, let's do this, let's do that. It's like, what are you saying this for, man? Who's telling you to say this to me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know, you don't speak about health, and then even with like, I think Diddy did like something on Revolt, where they were talking about, health or, the COVID-19 and health. And they had some of the most unhealthiest people on the panel. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got Killer Mike and Fat Joe, and it's like, dog. Like, you're a billionaire. You couldn't get no pharmacist, no homeopathic medicine, no doctors, nothing.
To really have some answers.
Some answers. You got two rappers that don't, I don't know disrespect to my brothers, but they not the people we need to be talking to right now.
And I found that interesting when he actually put it out there that he was going to have like Killer Mike on. And Killer Mike is a brilliant dude if you talk to him.
Yeah.
If you listen to him speak.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. He had some people on the panel that brilliant people. I can't say he had any dummies on there. I didn't watch it.
No, not at all.
Dummies on there, but what you're saying is you got a good point. I mean, you gotta think about who when you put something together. Sometimes you have a celebrity put something together, and it's almost like
he's just going to invite other celebrities,
right? To get the eyeballs. I guess like a lot of times you think if I have this doctor, this politician, this person, I'm not going to get the views. if I don't invite a T.I. or if I don't
For
get
me,
Lil Wayne on
yeah.
or something like, you know what I mean?
For me, I feel like it's more like, you know, I hate to say that. I don't want to go. For me, a guy like P. Diddy is great at throwing parties. And that's what he does. Even at a serious moment like this, where we need to be hearing from other people and not partying, you just inviting your rap friends on to talk about shit they don't know about.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, you could have just invited them over to the crib to shoot the shit.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? We don't need a hangout, right? It's not the club. We ain't popping bottles. Don't just no. I don't need to see Lil Wayne. He don't know nothing about no health. Look how he treat himself.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the people you're talking. Look how they treat themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is a moment that, especially right now, nobody has a choice but to have all eyes and ears on you. So when you decide to throw something, all you really threw was a damn party by way of Zoom or whatever y'all was on.
And to take the next day, which was yesterday at the time that we're recording it, the next day was he had like a dance-a-thon. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's
what I'm talking about.
I don't really know what that was about. I'm not.
Yeah,
really
but
sure.
that's my thing. And like I said, not that I'm against them, but if I wanna have a good time, if I wanna throw a party, I know who to call. Puffy.
Right.
If I'm sick, I'm not calling Puffy.
No.
Okay, if I'm suffering from COVID-19 or heart disease or diabetes or fucking AIDS, if I'm suffering, I'm not calling. Okay, if you got a brain tumor, you ain't fitting to call no rapper, and you don't want to hear from. You want to hear from a brain surgeon.
Yeah.
To work on you. We the only people that will allow people who don't do that job to work on us. Mm. We the only people on the planet. Black people, only people on the planet that want to hear from Jay-Z at a time. I don't give a shit. Who gives a fuck what he think about? He don't know nothing about this. He don't know nothing.
Let me switch the conversation up just a little bit. I don't want to take it away from celebrities, but I want to ask you this and your opinion on this, because for me it's not a concern, but it's a little bit of a concern. But it's also a little bit of a why weren't you doing this before? And I'm talking about the celebrities that are going on. And I mean, of course, everybody has time on their hands right now. You know, we're all going through the same thing at the same time right now. Probably one of the first times in our history that everybody is really going through a single issue at the same time. But you have, you know, P. Diddy on the Instagram. You got, you know, people going live on the Instagrams, on the YouTubes, and all like that. And it just sometimes I wonder, and I for some people. Some of them, I wonder what really is the intention behind it. Are they trying to grow their fan base, or are they bored, or you know what's really the deal? Like, have you had any of those thoughts?
That's the thing. That's the thing about being a celebrity. It's only about fanfare and acknowledgement and attention. Celebrity is one of the worst things on the planet. One of the worst things on the planet, man.
It's fake love. A lot of fake love, man.
Yeah, one of the worst things on the planet. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that at all. When people don't, they money come from other people or in charge of them. All of them. And if they ever got out of line or said the wrong thing, they would be piss poor back in the ghetto. Okay? Right. Okay, so they can try to tell you all they want, that they bosses and that they are you. You're not. You're not. Because your people ain't got shit and your people stood at the bottom, which proves that you're not.
And you need your people to keep you at the top.
You're not, okay? And that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We only use black people to get us on, to get us millions and billions and billions, and we don't do nothing for them. Mm-hmm. I don't do shit for them, but talk a bunch of speeches and rhetoric and a bunch of bull crap, but ain't nothing sustainable being done. At all.
At all. From any community.
At all. We at the bottom, of course. Okay. Whether COVID-19 is false, if it's real, it don't even matter. If anything ever happens in America, you better be damn sure that black people gonna feel it the worst. Why? Because the people at the bottom feel everything the worst.
It's like you said. I love this. I love this quote that I think you said it for the last couple of shows that we've had. I love this quote that you said. If white people got a cold, black people got the flu.
Catching pneumonia.
Yeah, I love that. I mean,
okay.
It's so true.
Don't take a rocket science to figure that out.
That's
Why
so true.
this people are suffering more than this people? Because this people never rose above, never put themselves to the top.
Mm.
Okay, if the top is suffering any kind of anything, you know, and it's bad for them, then what you think the people at the bottom are going to be going through?
They're gonna be catching it the worst. Now,
Okay, then we'll catch it the worst.
and here's another aspect of celebrity and disease, and I'm talking about this COVID situation. So yesterday I was talking to somebody. I was talking. Well, people probably heard about it by now, so it doesn't matter. But excuse me, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, and I believe their running back Ezekiel Elliott threw a party.
Mm-hmm.
And happy. Now I don't know the details of the party or anything like that. I don't know if people were screened for COVID-19 before they went in. I don't know if everybody was a part but there is there's a couple factors here. Okay, there was a lot of talk about black people are immune to this whole thing, and a lot of people were buying it. Like a lot of people were buying the fact that black people were immune. Like who? Okay, so now let me take another aspect to it. Those guys are.
I wish we was immune to racism.
Right? How about it? So let me take another aspect of it. Those guys are in their 20s, and I can remember being in my 20s, and it was not too long ago, but I was in my 20s. And when you're in your 20s, you feel like you're invincible. Like you feel like certain things, you can't be touched by certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and when you have money, you also think you can't be touched by certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Until that Billy Club hits you in the head, but that's not the story. Now I saw that, I heard this, and my first reaction was like, well, maybe they were 6 feet apart. You know what I'm saying? Like something stupid ran through my head. Like, because I wanted to defend the young fella, but I can't. Like, how stupid are you to throw a party right now and inviting people to wherever you invited them to? Like, what?
Well, let's not forget that these dudes ran their heads together for a living.
Well, yeah.
So their brains ain't all there. You know, just impulsive behavior. Something that happens when you suffering from brain damage.
There you go.
When your brain is damaged, you can't think straight. You don't function well. So we could blame a lot because somebody's 20 years old, but there's also a lot of 20-year-olds that wouldn't do that shit.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't do it at 20. I hope I wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't have to prove it. Thank God.
All right. You know what I'm saying? So this is just stupid.
Let me take another aspect to it that we really don't talk about on this show. I just want to take this aspect to it. If football returns, assuming that this thing goes away somehow, and football, if we get back to normal, football will return. Dak Prescott is also he's a quarterback looking for a contract.
Mm-hmm.
When you do, like, where are his? There should be people that he has in his corner that should tell him, this ain't a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, like, that goes into, if you're trying to get the highest contract you can get, whatever the business may be, football, basketball, whatever the business is, acting, sing, whatever the business is, you can't do dumb stuff like this when you're trying to become a highest paid person of your field.
Well, again, I think differently. This doesn't affect his pay and his status in the NFL in no kind of way, because the people that own the NFL don't think highly of them anyway. So it's not like the people at the top think, you're supposed to be better than this. No, you're supposed to be a stupid, dumb jock football player, a grown man who's still playing with balls, who was running around the field, ramming his head against another 300-pound grown man. You have brain damage. This is exactly what they expect. This is why the NFL doesn't care when they beat their wives up, because they already know this is going to be the effects of suffering brain damage and using your head to tackle people for 20 years.
Okay.
This is not a surprise to them. We may act like it's a surprise to us because we like football too much. It's not a surprise to the people that cut the checks.
No,
he threw a party and he did something stupid. The only time,
for a long time.
The only time this is going to affect his check is if he gets some smarts about him.
Now,
start using his intelligence like Kaepernick and start taking a stand against stuff.
Now let me put you in a different place because you know how I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in a place of let's say you're an owner of a team, first black owner of an NFL team. There you go, Sean Thomas. There he is. Went from restaurant owner to football team owner. I've already spoke it up. Are you paying him the highest amount of dollars that he wants, knowing what he just did?
Yep. Because I'm only paying him to run footballs. I ain't paying for nothing off the field. I'm paying for his athletic ability. So if he's the best guy for the job, athletically to play football, he can get whatever check he needs. Because I need to win football games. I ain't raising no children. That's your mama fault that you stupid.
There you have it.
That's your mama fault. Okay, we talking about the NFL didn't raise him. They ain't his handlers. If he did something stupid on the boat during COVID-19 with his other stupid homie, that's their mama and daddy fault. Go check them because they raised them two stupid ass boys. Okay, and then sent them to us, a white supremacy owned and ran facility. They raised two gladiator niggas for a white supremacy ran sport. And we think that these niggas got some type of intelligence. They ain't come from no intelligence. So you ain't all of a sudden going to get nothing just because you got $1 million. That's why they don't care to throw it at you. Here, take all the millions you want. We know you're going to be stupid anyway. You're going to give it right back to us. So they don't care about giving you. They don't think highly of you just because they high pay you. They don't mean they think highly of you.
Oh no.
They'll give you whatever you want because nigga, just run the football, nigga. Run it, please. Score the touchdown so we could get our revenue up and we could sell some jerseys and we could sell some hats and some hot dogs and some beers. And okay, ain't nothing in the stadium, white folks.
Here's why I feel like it might affect his negotiations. And this is just me thinking. Hear me out. He's wanted a new contract since the summertime, and he played this past season on the contract he's on, knowing that he wanted. He was in negotiations during the year. Now, the person that owns the team that he plays for, Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys, has been called by many people in the field. Okay, people, ESPN, Fox Sports, and all like that. A master negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
And he has said Jerry Jones has said, quote himself, he has I'm going to mess it up. He's never lost out on a player that he's actually wanted. Something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Being that Jerry Jones has not paid him the money that he's wanted yet,
mm-hmm.
I would feel like, and I haven't negotiated a whole bunch of things in my life, but I would feel like Jerry would use that as a reason to not give him the type of money that he would want to get.
A good businessman. You just said Jerry was a good businessman. A good businessman would not use this. A good businessman don't care about that.
So
his job is to get the best football players, not the most intelligent people off the field.
Right. I
that's their job. That's it. That's bottom line. There's no other lines. That's bottom line.
But hold up, Sean. Now, when you say that, you're absolutely right. His Jerry thinks, in my thought process, Jerry thinks more of the brand than the team. And the reason I say that is because whether the team is good or bad, they're going to be the number one selling team in sports. Whether they're good
doesn't matter. So
if
controversy sells, there is no squeaky clean people. He's never hired a squeaky clean nigga in his life. Never. Jerry Jones buy hookers and cocaine himself.
Yeah.
So how I expect him to all of a sudden get some morals and dignity about the people he drafting on his team? He drafting niggas that just like him.
I don't see it as morals and dignity. I see it as a reason for him not to pay somebody the money that.
No, the only reason for me not to pay you is when one of your legs is broke.
So
that's it.
And this is not a question for this show, but I would just say, why hasn't he paid him yet? Then you know what I mean.
That's it, because he's waiting for one of his legs to get broke. He's waiting for him to slip and fall off that boat where he threw that party.
Oh man.
So they can treat him like Kevin Durant and D Rose and say, well, you ain't that good no more. You ain't that good. You keep getting hurt. We can pay you half price. We got half because you only half as good now.
Definitely got to see how that.
That's why. But any good pro sports owner, see, we looking too deep into these people. It's not that deep. His only job as the owner of the team It's to go out and get the best football players. Okay, if it was about morals, dignity, respect, and honor, and all of that, then there wouldn't be no NFL. Because their wives get the shit beat out of them and their children.
You got a point.
Okay, and they all on, and most of them on dope and all kinds of stuff. Okay, about some of the ignorant people you ever going to meet in your life. In your life. I ain't never heard nothing telling you to come out a football player ever. That's why Kaepernick's held up so high. Like, oh, look at this nigga here. Oh, look at him. He looks like he can use at least 1% of his brain and know that flag ain't nothing he need to be holding his hand over his. That's why okay, if all of them was like that, Kaepernick wouldn't be nothing special right now.
If all of them was like that, they would all have took a knee with Kaepernick.
Okay, and Kaepernick wouldn't be special.
And
it wouldn't be special. If I own a team, I don't care. That's on him and whoever decided to go to the party. Ain't got nothing to do with this. And plus, by tomorrow, everybody gonna forget about it anyway.
Absolutely.
Something else gonna happen. That's another thing that the internet does. Whatever's going bad today, it'll be forgotten about tomorrow because something else gonna happen worse than that tomorrow.
So let's reel it back on in. Because we kind of went off on a whole nother situation.
No, but that's good though. You know what I mean? That's
what we
good,
do.
man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But that's what it is, man. Until we smarten up and stop trying to raise gladiators for masters and owners, man, that don't serve us, our people in our community, then this is it, man. This is it. Of course, he feel invincible. I mean, he feel like white people accepted me, so hey, I can do what I want to do until that wake up call come, that reality check be in his mailbox, and we all get them. Every nigga get them. You might not have got yours yet, but it's coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's absolutely.
It's on the way.
It's absolutely coming. And remember, for every athlete out there that may hear this, time is invincible.
Okay.
I mean, time is undefeated.
Oh man, karma. When karma gets your address. When you get that address, nigga, don't forget an address.
Karma and time. Two undefeated.
Wake up calls, man. That's the best call of all. Is the wake up call.
Absolutely. Wake
up. So when you give a poor kid $1 million, he feel like he can't die either. Nothing could happen to him. Right. Now look at this. I got $1 million in my pocket. I just had 0 yesterday. And look, white people smile at me now. I must be special.
There's a podcast I listen to or watch on YouTube that I'm not going to shout them out because they ain't paying us either. But people might know what I'm talking about when I say it. But they interview other athletes that past and present. And one of the things they asked them is, what was one of the first stupid things you bought when you got that big check? You know what I mean? And some of the things that they say, I bought my mother a house. Most of them say the first thing I did, I got my mom a house. That's one of the first things most of them say. And they said, but outside of that, they talk about some of the dumb things that they've got, jewelry, car, different things. And when I hear that as a 30, I'll be 39 this year. As I hear that as a 39-year-old, I'm like, man, if you really knew that, these things don't last forever. Like when we're young, when we're in our 20s, and we're in a certain situation, we're like, man, this is going to last. This is going to be forever. Or this, you can't see an end. You don't see the finish line because you don't want to. You don't think there is one. But there is. There's a finish line for everything. They say all good things must come to an end. And there's a finish line for everything.
But guess what? Everybody else is raised like that except for black children. This is why they push the rap in your face. Because you're not going to learn financial literacy there.
No, at all.
You know what I'm saying? They push all these athletes and entertainers in because they ain't teaching no financial literacy right there either. So these become your idols. So if my idol is an idiot, what you think I'm going to be if I'm idolizing a bunch of idiots all day?
I'm going to follow suit.
I'm going to follow suit. So I don't blame them. I don't even blame them. You know what I mean? Of course I bought a bunch of stupid stuff because I've been raised on stupid. I've been raised on stupid. I've been raised on individualism. It's about me, all about me, no community. It's just me. It's my money. It's mine. I'm a self-made. I'm just mine. But your money only means something in the group. It's the group that gives the thing that you're holding value. If we no longer value that dollar, then guess what? It's zero. because we ain't taking that no more. We're not exchanging that dollar for anything around here no more. So now you back to zero. No matter how many tens of millions you got, if we decide that the earth, if they decide tomorrow that they no longer accepting green money, it don't matter if you had $100 million or $100. You got zero now.
You got zero. Yeah, absolutely.
You got zero. We only taking burgundy money, and you ain't got no burgundy money.
We're only taking big.
Okay, so in your head, you think you self-made, and this is mine, and that I made this, and I got and I'm the king and queen, and I'm just over everybody. Forgetting that it's the group that gives everything that you think is yours value. Everything that you think is valuable, the group put the value on it, and the group can take it away. So now you go buy a Rolex and think, okay, I got me a $60,000 watch, and if I ever need to sell it, I can sell it and give me some money. But now nobody wants to buy it because we say the watch ain't worth nothing no more. It ain't worth nothing. We determine the value of everything. It's the people that determine the value.
Right.
So obviously you don't have anything. So when you take that arrogant attitude, like, oh, I know, okay, all right. Like I said, that wake up call, that reality check, everybody gonna get it. It's coming. Don't worry about it. This is one right here that we're sitting in right now, today. A reality check, wake up call. That's what this quarantine is about. Absolutely. And if you act like you don't want to answer that call and you don't want to cash that check, your ass is grass.
There you have it. I think that might be a good spot for us to end this, man. I think this might be a good spot for us to end this, man. I think the people will know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? They should know what you're talking about. And if you don't know what we're talking about, hit us up, man. Hit us up, man. We would love to have you on the show and discuss some things. And we setting up to do that, man. We're growing this show, from the ground up, from the grassroots. It's a show that's been in the making for like 2 years, okay? And it's been my fault.
Right.
It's my fault. It's been 2 years, But
we finally got a chance to do it.
We got a chance to do it now. So there it is. And I just wanted. I've done this on every show I've been on, so I want to do it on this show as well.
And if we can, before we end it.
Mm-hmm.
We want to leave people on this note of stop being, reactionary. Don't be reactive. Be proactive.
Yeah, absolutely.
We used to be a proactive people. We're not proactive anymore. Now they give us something and we react to it.
So
give us something and react to it.
To that note, real quick, and we can end after this. I was watching an interview with Tyler Perry yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and he has said that he was talking with Cicely Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Cicely Tyson is a legendary actress, black woman. Cicely Tyson she's 90-something years old, and no shade on this, okay? But she's looked the same age since she's been I guess in her 30s or 40s. I really she looks the same. But anyway, he said that Cicely Tyson said to him, and when he said it, I was like, damn, it's absolutely right. She comes from an era where people were fighting for a lot of different things. Our people were fighting for a lot of different things. And what she said was the mistake that we made was we didn't give people a reason to continue to fight. We fought for things and didn't give the people the reason to continue fighting. We stopped the fighting.
Because you said, okay, we won because we got some civil rights. Okay, it's okay, y'all. We good now. Right. We didn't see far enough down the road.
And for her to say that, she's a legend that a lot of people hold her in high esteem. It's right. I can't argue with it. You're absolutely right.
You didn't give them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give them. And I just, 200 years from now, they'll look back at this time period right here and say the same things we said about slavery, man.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
And what I got from that was, and I was thinking about a lot of different aspects. I said, we've got to do a better job of raising up the next generation. Right?
Yeah.
Because when we were the next generation, we couldn't imagine the next generation. Okay, so when I'm going to give people a quick example. I know I said we're getting out of here, but so comedian-wise, when we were coming up in the 90s, right, comedians were Eddie Murphy, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, and all like that. They were the Def Jam era. Let's put it that way. They were the guys, right? So we couldn't imagine anybody being funnier than these guys coming up next. But now this next generation has people like Chico Bean, DC Young Fly, and all like that. So, as my 39, almost 39-year-old self, we were supposed to help raise up that generation.
But see, now here's how you stretch that thought. You just say, here how you stretch it out, right?
Help me out.
Now, we go back further than that, and we say we actually lost a lot of comedians and lost a lot of funny guys because there was a time where there was no platforms for them to go.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
When white people were saying, "Well, you can't stand on this stage, you can't do it here."
Right.
There wasn't many places for them to go and come up
right.
out the little Chitlin circuit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Out the underground. You know what I mean? And then we got to that point where black comedians were on stages. Like you said, the Eddie Murphys, the Steve Harveys, and the Martin Lawrences and all of them. And they get, HBO now. Oh, we on TV now, baby. And then we relaxed and felt like, okay, it's all good, forgetting that other people, white people, own those stages.
Yes.
So when they decide to take it off like they did with Def Jam, now where do the comedians have to go?
Right.
Nowhere. Because why? Again, we did not build anything sustainable to make sure that we didn't lose those people.
And there have been people that tried, right? There have been people that tried. I know Kevin Hart put a thing together. Def Jam tried to put another thing together. But it just wasn't supported by us. Why not? I don't know. I enjoy comedy.
Because again, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, man. we just gotta have some white people there. We gotta have some white people, some Arabs, some Asians, some. We don't want to do nothing that's too black. Only time you can be two is when you're black. You can't be too white. You can't be too Arab. You can't be too Asian. You can't be too Hispanic. You can only be too black.
Damn. That's something for me to think about for the rest of the night, man. And every
time you ain't
never heard
nobody say, "Oh, he's too Arab. Oh, he's too Asian. He's too white.
Never.
Never. Only too black. How am I too black? How come when it come my turn, I'm two?
Right.
I'm too black. Oh, okay, I get it. And a lot of black people are that way themselves. Like, oh, ain't no white people going to produce this? Ain't no white people going to come in? Ain't no white. Oh, well, I don't want to be in there neither.
And that's why I really love the fact that Tyler Perry created his own studio, his own sound studio and movie studio.
To a lot of black people in our community, you ain't made it unless white people accept you on their stage.
Right. And that's a terrible. Like, here's the thing, and this is no shade to no white folks, but if black people can build their own, which a lot of black people have built their own, like Tyler Perry. There's some people that's looking at what Tyler Perry did and it's like, yeah, okay, but it's not Hollywood. No,
yeah.
Because see, we're so I don't even know what the word is, but we're so
it's the standard,
right? It's like Hollywood is, but you understand, like, okay, what he did is now Hollywood in Atlanta. It's Hollywood. Yeah. He can put movies out from where he doesn't have to go to Hollywood and get accepted. He doesn't have to go to Hollywood and get it produced. He's doing it right there. It's the same thing. People don't think it's the same thing as people are involved.
Let somebody approach you saying, I was homeschooled. Oh, so who taught you? Your mama? Your black mama? Your black daddy? Yeah, I got homeschooled. Oh, okay, all right, whatever. Then let a black person approach you and say, oh, I got me a degree from Harvard. You treat them different. But now you see that, oh, you value whiteness more. Mm-hmm. You value the fact that came from them. Oh, he went to Harvard. Or he went to Princeton. Or he went to Penn. Or he Ivy League. What is that?
Take it a different spot. Let me take it a different spot. I wouldn't even say homeschool. I would say, let's say you went to Maryland Eastern Shore.
Grambling.
Where I went. Howard, Grambling, Lincoln, Cheney. Or you went to Harvard. Who you exactly? It's a terrible thing. And you got me all hyped now. It's
terrible.
It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible mindset. And
the party,
I get so
the
many
party they'll throw for
about
you is different than the party they'll throw for the one that went to the Ivy League school.
Oh my God! It's and listen,
your party will look a lot different.
And understand, we're not knocking people that have gone to Ivy League schools and done it. We're not knocking that. We're knocking the people that will look at you differently because you went to an Ivy League school. Or you went to
if we can't tell the truth, then ain't no reason for us to talk.
That's why we here. That's
If we
right.
can't tell the truth, let's tell the truth. It ain't about, like you say, we ain't telling you to hate nobody or be against nobody or, like you said, knock nobody. It's just the truth.
We just want you
And
to
we
look
got
at
to fix
yourself better.
ourselves.
We want you to look at
Okay?
yourself and love yourself. That's
There
what we
we
want
go.
you to do.
There we go. Why? How come white people ice is colder? How come you think they ice is colder than our ice?
It's not.
It's ice, ain't it? It's the same temperature, right?
Man,
Okay. That's what we think. We think that they ice is colder.
Let me tell you. Look, let's end it right there because my blood pressure gonna go up. I've been doing a good job keeping it down. I can feel myself. Like I've got to take my sweats off and put some shirts on. Like, cause you took me to another place, man. You took me to
Gotta
another
touch
place.
on it.
Cause you know, a show coming up, I do want to talk about, and I don't want to talk about it now. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it now. But I'm talking about HBCUs and the athletes that go there. But you know, being that I went to a HBCU and played a sport at a HBCU, never mind. We'll talk about it another time.
Well, that's our next one. Next Monday.
We'll
Stay tuned. They anticipating it now. You know it's coming. Tune in next Monday.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Look, man, thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it, man. For Sean Hollywood Thomas, owner, proprietor, CEO. I don't know all the titles, but I just put them out there just because.
Absolutely.
Go Vegan Philly. Shout out the restaurant, man.
Go Vegan Philly. Conshohocken, PA, 19428. That's 19428. Conshohocken, PA. Go Vegan Philly. 401 Fayette Street. 401 Fayette Street, inside the Eisenberg's Deli. Inside the Eisenberg's Deli. Can't miss it.
And for the people that are not from Philly that don't understand Conshohocken, just say the word Conshohocken in Google. You'll be fine.
Right. Google it. Just Google.
We have some words in Philly that nobody else in this country can really understand, but it is like Skookle, Conshohocken. Listen, you'll be fine. Just say Conshohocken. They'll know what you're talking about. And check out Go Vegan Philly. Best new restaurant. Voted the best new vegan restaurant in the city of Philadelphia. And, and definitely more to come. Hey, for Sean and for myself, we want to thank you for joining us. We'll catch y'all next week right here on Let's Not Argue. Peace.
Let's do it. Peace.